Pennsylvanians are creating their own soundtrack. Thanks to PA Lottery Scratch-Offs, excitement's back. Pennies, nickels, dimes, or quarters, no matter your choice, scratching's always in order. With big top prizes and second chance drawings, thrills await. They're out there calling. If it's excitement you seek and you're looking for action, play the PA Lottery. And keep on scratching. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
We apologize. We understand we have had some audio issues so far this evening upon the return home. It's been so long since we've had a home game, the system forgot how to operate. We send you the feed, the YouTube feed, differently from home as we do on the road. On the road, I'm a one-man operation with the single camera. At home, we blend the audio in with 3 or 4 cameras. It's an entirely different scenario. Here is Caleb Gindel leading off for the Barnstormers. Gindel has homered in each of the last 4 games. If he can do it 2 more in a row, he'll tie Ryan Harvey for the franchise record. And anybody who thinks that Gindel's power is limited strictly to Clipper Magazine Stadium, well, not true. He's hit all 8 this year on the road. First pitch swinging, he drives the ball deep to right field. Way back it goes, and he's done it again. For the 3rd time in the last 4 games, Caleb Gindel has led off with a home run. How about that? It's his 9th of the year. He's homered in 5 straight games. It's the 2nd time in the last 3 nights that he's done it on the game's first pitch. And last night, if you were with us, you remember that he flied out to the wall in straightaway center field and a leaping catch at the fence by Cole Sturgeon, leading off the ball game. Be hotter than Gindel right now. Melvin Mercedes will step in. Clinton Holland was the victim of that first pitch. And the home run by Gindel. Here's Mercedes batting .371 with 1 home run, 15 driven in. He fouls off the first pitch, and it is no balls and 1 strike. Clinton Holland getting the start tonight. 4 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs. In his first start against Gastonia, he walked 1, struck out 4. A second called strike is in on Mercedes. Here's the motion and the 0-2. Melvin swings away. He hits a fly ball deep toward right center field. Back goes this one, and it's got to be played off the boards. Into second, standing with a double is Mercedes. And the Barnstormers tonight are off to a flying start against Clinton Holland. A home run and now a booming double by Mercedes to the deep part of right center field. It will bring on Blake Galen, the Barnstormers' first baseman. Galen with 2 home runs now. He hit his 2nd of the season last night. He hit his first at the tail end of a homestand, his 2nd at the tail end of a road trip. Batting with Mercedes at 2nd, nobody out. The Barnstormers know that in any given game they could just be in for an all-out offensive war, so every run you can get matters. Here's the motion and the pitch to Blake. It is low for a ball, 1-0. Trayvon Robinson, the Barnstormers left fielder, waits on deck. Melvin Mercedes with 7 stolen bases on the year. Holland to the plate. That is ball 2 upstairs now on Galen. 2 balls and nothing. A flying start tonight, almost literally, for the Barnstormers. The right-hander looks back toward Mercedes, the native of Lexington, Kentucky, delivers. Galen will look at ball 3 off the outside corner. It's 3-0. Holland is 26 years of age, 2nd-round pick from Versailles, Kentucky, for the Toronto Blue Jays back in 2013. His pro career didn't last terribly long. He's trying to rekindle it here in 2021. Galen draws a walk on 4 pitches. That will bring on Trayvon Robinson, the Barnstormers left fielder. Robinson, one guy who has not been swinging the bat very well as of late. Trayvon ended up batting .216 on the road trip. He was only 1 for 10 in Kentucky. His average now at .254 for the season. A pair of home runs, 12 runs driven in. He is back at home where he was 6 out of 13 on the first homestand. A check swing. He held in time, says the third base umpire Scott Hart. It is ball 1 and no strikes to Robinson. Kelly Dugan, the Barnstormers' designated hitter, waits on deck. Swing and a miss by Robinson. The count evens at a ball and a strike. Trayvon Robinson and Mark Minikazi, the West Virginia manager, good friends from their time together with the Patriots back in 2016 before Somerset dealt Trayvon over here. There is a bluff to second base. It sends Mercedes diving back in. Holland, the right-hander, is a big man at 6'4" and 230 pounds. A check back. Now Robinson shows bunt. And drew it back in time to get ball 2. It is 2 balls and a strike. Barnstormers with the run home on the Gindel home run. What an amazing tear that is. 3 times in 4 games, homering to lead off. Twice on the first pitch. The delivery to Robinson, lined into center field, a base hit. Making the play is Silva coming around Mercedes. A long throw headed home, not in time. It was offline. Robinson makes it 2-0 with an RBI single into center. The designated hitter, Kelly Dugan, will come to the plate. Dugan at .300 for the year. 3 homers, 17 runs batted in. He saw very little action in the series against Lexington. He was officially just 1 for 2. We're already going to get a visit to the mound as Paul Menhart, one-time pitching coach for the Washington Nationals, is out to issue a word of advice for Holland, who realistically has very little experience at the professional level. He has thrown only 85 2/3 innings as a pro coming into tonight. And the Barnstormers have reached him in the bottom of the first, leading 2-0 after Dominic DeSabatino retired the side in order on fly balls in the top of the inning. Blake Galen, the runner at second. Trayvon Robinson, happy to be back home. He is the runner at first base. Troy Steffi has had some traffic early, so has Ross Peoples over at third. An off-speed pitch gets the plate to Dugan. It's 0-1. Blake Allemond, who had a terrific road trip, waits on deck. Lancaster already with a pair of runs on the board here just in the first inning. And still nobody out. Dugan, a big swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes to Kelly. As the Barnstormers look to pounce on this opportunity, the way play has been going, you don't want to leave any runner on base at any time. Dugan awaits the 0-2. That is off speed and misses for a ball, 1-2. After Allemond will be Ladarius Clark. The Barnstormers center fielder tonight as Alejandro De Asa gets the night off. The pitch to Dugan, strike 3 called on the fastball. Holland crossed him up. Dugan goes down looking, and now here is Allemond. The shortstop has bounced his average up to .292 with 6 home runs, 12 runs batted in. He is 15 out of his last 37, and 7 of those hits have been for extra bases. Here's the pitch. Allemond hits it in the air, center field, and right at Ruby Silva, who tried to decoy for a second that he didn't know where the ball was. Allemond is retired, and now the inning's up to Ladarius Clark. Menhart, obviously an experienced pitching coach if he performed the role at the major league level, came out and offered a quick word for Clinton Holland, and the advice certainly has paid off here as the right-hander has come back and retired 2 consecutive hitters. He'll deal with Ladarius, who hasn't had many hits as of late, but the one he did get out of his last 20 at-bats produced 3 runs, a double. That's in the dirt. Throw behind the runner at first, and back in is Trayvon Robinson. Good play made by the Atlantic League veteran Yovan Gonzalez in back of the plate. Jimmy Paredes is at third. The shortstop is Elmer Reyes, who was just reactivated today. Scott Kelly at second, and Edwin Espinal at first. Teodoro Martinez in left. Ruby Silva is in center. Reimer Liriano is the right fielder. 1-0 to Ladarius Clark. That bounces. It gets away from Gonzalez. He's going to throw on the trailing runner and get Trayvon, who picked it up belatedly. Galen made it to third without a really short throw. Robinson picked it up a little bit late, and he is thrown out. That's simply an out that will go 2-4, ending the inning. It's not a caught stealing. They went on the pitch in the dirt. 2 runs scored on 3 hits with no errors. The Barnstormers leave 1. They had an opportunity to break it open here in the bottom of the first. They do get 2 on the scoreboard, and at the end of an inning at Clipper Magazine Stadium tonight, the Barnstormers lead the West Virginia Power 2-0.
Bummer, the Barnstormers are on the road and you're looking for something to do. Clipper Magazine Stadium still has the answer for family fun. The summer movie series returns, presented by Lidl Supermarkets on selected nights throughout the summer season. Bring the kids out to the ballpark for family-friendly movies. For just $6.50 per person, you get to sit on the outfield grass and enjoy a film on the big screen in left center field. Showtime is 7 p.m. For more information and movie listings, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and click on the events page.
There are those who say,
leave well enough alone.
If it isn't broken, don't fix it.
You don't mess with success.
While others have something quite different to say. The Lexus RX, with enhanced dynamic handling and available 12.3-inch touchscreen. It's the best-selling luxury crossover of all time. Reinvented. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg or Lancaster County.
Dave Collins back with you from Clipper Magazine Stadium on this lovely evening for baseball. We had one last night of the cooler weather. We had it in Kentucky on Tuesday and Wednesday. It started to get a bit warmer and more humid in Kentucky last night. That weather following us here tomorrow. But one last sensational night with the beautiful weather here this evening. Come on out if you have the opportunity to do so. Edwin Espinal leads off here in the second for the West Virginia Power. 447. He is hitting with 2 home runs, 8 runs batted in, 17 out of 38 since coming to West Virginia. The right-hander Dominic DeSabatino has the signal, and he starts off the second inning with a called ball off the inside corner. It is 1-0. Jose Tabata on deck, and then Reimer Liriano. Fans on the picnic deck here this evening. A decent gathering in the seating bowl, but there is room for you. Swing and a miss. Espinal is batting at 1 ball and 1 strike. Catcher Anthony Peroni flashing the signals. The pitch. Bouncing ball back toward the mound. It gets through to Sabatino. It gets to the shortstop, and it's dug up by Alamond. His throw is low. Numerous chances to get Edwin Espinal, and nobody did it. It will go down as an infield single. DeSabatino couldn't dig that one up to the backhanded side. Alamond charged it, and his throw was low. Espinal is aboard to lead off the second inning, and this brings on Jose Tabata, the designated hitter, batting .356 with a home run and 11 runs knocked in. West Virginia is yet another high-powered offense the Barnstormers are facing, hitting .281 as a team, averaging about 4.8 runs a game. First pitch strike is in on Tabata. It is 0-1. Espinal aboard, as you could tell on that play. He is not a terribly fast fellow. You don't have to be too concerned about a stolen base attempt. Tabata stands in. DeSabatino delivers, and that ball is lifted foul out of play down the right side. Tabata bats at 0-2. He spent quite some time at the major league level, did Tabata, and there was a lot of hype when he was first coming up in the Pittsburgh organization. 0-2. Espinal not with much of a lead off first. The pitch to Tabata. He chases it, a swing and a miss. Dominic DeSabatino with the strikeout. His first of the night. Reimer Liriano will come to the plate. Liriano, the right fielder, batting .235 with a home run and 6 runs driven in. Lancaster with a 2-0 lead here in the second inning. A leadoff home run by Blake Galen, and later an RBI by Caleb Gindel rather, and later an RBI single by Trayvon Robinson. Now here is Liriano, who has spent time at the major league level, swinging a foul away against DeSabatino. It is 0-1. Liriano was with the Padres in 14 and the White Sox in 17. 59 total major league games for him here in the Atlantic League. 2 doubles and the 1 home run. Infield set, double play depth, 1 out, 1 on. DeSabatino will work from the set, bring it home, and that ball is hit in the air, foul. Coming over is Galen, looking up but no play. And Liriano trails at 0-2. DeSabatino with a brilliant beginning to his game tonight. And he's out there throwing strikes, which is the ticket. Games involving the West Virginia Power have averaged about 8 walks total between the two clubs, for and against. Games involving the Barnstormers, suffice it to say, a good deal higher. Swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts of one-time major leaguers for 25-year-old Dominic DeSabatino. 2 outs. Teodoro Martinez will step in. Martinez is batting at .383. He has 1 home run. He has driven in 7 on the campaign. Games involving the Barnstormers have averaged better than 13 walks per contest. No sign of it this evening, though. Galen drew a walk on the Barnstormers side. Now Martinez stands in, right-handed batter, and against Dominic DeSabatino, the lanky right-hander of the Barnstormers, product of Harford Community College. The ball is outside and low, 1-0. The Barnstormers could use at least 5 innings out of their starter tonight, if not 6 or 7. And Ross Peoples has to be very pleased with this beginning for DeSabatino. Now he is upstairs for ball 2. And 2-0 on Martinez. Yovan Gonzalez, the catcher, waits on deck. Edwin Espinal, the base runner at first for West Virginia. 2 men are retired here in the top of inning number 2. DeSabatino rests at the belt. The pitch is popped up foul and out of play. Martinez gets to 2 balls and 1 strike. Right on right matchup. Looks like the flag is blowing straight out at the moment. It had been left to right, the prevailing direction at Clipper Magazine Stadium earlier in the day, and even as we went on the air, it was for the most part right to left. Not much of a wind to stir things up. 2 balls, 1 strike. The count on Martinez. DeSabatino way outside, stretching out Peroni. It is ball 3, 3-1. Throw went to first base, not in time. 3-1. DeSabatino, unfortunately, on the verge of a first walk. He'll try to recover here. Martinez waits on the 3-1. He swings and fouls that one away. 3 balls, 2 strikes with Jovan Gonzalez in the on-deck circle. Espinal will be on the move here. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes. .300 down the right field line, .400 straight away, and .320 down the left side here at Clipper Magazine Stadium. Here is the motion, the payoff pitch, ground ball right side, taken by Mercedes. Melvin is sure-handed as there is. Deals on for the out to Sabatino. Bounces back to get Teodoro Martinez. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We're through 1.5 tonight here at Clipper Magazine Stadium with the score. The Lancaster Barnstormers 2 and the West Virginia Power 0.
For the youth of our area, the Barnstormers are offering a wide variety of camps throughout the summer to teach everyone some tips on baseball and softball. Camps are offered to kids as young as 4 and as old as 12. Some even involve the parents. They run from June 15 all the way through August 28. For more information, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and click on the Clinics tab. All presented by Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster.
Pennsylvanians are creating their own soundtrack. Thanks to PA Lottery Scratch-Offs, excitement's back. Pennies, nickels, dimes, or quarters, no matter your choice, scratching's always in order. With big top prizes and second chance drawings, thrills await. They're out there calling. If it's excitement you seek and you're looking for action, play the PA Lottery. And keep on scratching. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
We head to the home second. It will be Ladarius Clark, who was at the plate when Trayvon Robinson was thrown out on the bases last inning. And then Anthony Peroni and Nick Schumpert will follow against the right-hander Clinton Holland. We are going to have difficulties tonight, and the press box has an agreement. We're all going to try and help each other out if there are moves defensively for West Virginia. Their numbers are black on black. We cannot seem to see them from here, and the West Virginia does not have anybody traveling with the club to represent. First pitch to Ladarius Clark is low. It is ball 1, no strikes. Defense straight away against Ladarius, whose power is to the opposite field. The ball 1 pitch slants off the outside corner from Holland, and Ladarius has the edge at 2 balls and no strikes. The Barnstormers with 2 on the board in the first inning. Gindle's homer and Robinson's RBI single now to Ladarius. Holland is low for ball 3. It is 3-0. Lancaster trying to end a 5-game losing streak tonight, get back on a winning track, and use this to catapult to a very good homestand. The Barnstormers went 2-4 on their opening homestand of the year, but everybody was looking forward to getting back home, and the belief that once this team can unpack its bags and settle in, you'll see a much better product. Obviously, it's got to come from the pitching staff. The team's been scoring enough runs, and tonight we're getting that kind of start from DeSabatino. Here is Peroni, who's hitting .227 with a home run. He has knocked in 5. The runner at first base, Clark, he is 6 for 6 stealing. Breaking ball is low, and Holland has missed with 5 straight to start the second inning. The infield set at double play depth. Elmer Reyes doing some tailoring over there at shortstop, now backing up to the double play position. Clark takes off. The pitch to Peroni is bounced foul up the third base side. 1-1 on Anthony. The Barnstormers had a hit and run play on. Peroni unable to get the ball into fair territory. Clark has not been thrown out. The Barnstormers are a very good base stealing team. 35 out of 40 on the campaign. And you could look for Clark to go again. It is a ball and a strike. Holland to a high stretch position. The runner doesn't go. The fastball is low. Peroni has a 2-ball, 1-strike edge. Nick Schumpert is on deck. Schumpert's been with the team for the entire road trip, and he still has not played a home game. He's had a lot of at-bats for this ball club. We've seen him at third. We've seen him at shortstop. He's pinch hit quite often. Throw to first base, and Clark able to scramble back. He didn't have a lot of room to spare. Anthony Peroni with the count of 2 balls and 1 strike. Nobody out in the lower half of the second inning. The Barnstormers trying to build upon a 2-0 lead. 2-1 pitch. Peroni swings and grounds it up the first base line, foul, and a good thing it was foul because Espinal gloved it. He had the bag and he had the throw to Reyes for the double play on Clark. Peroni batting at 2-2. They're not terribly familiar with Anthony Peroni, so the defense is straight away, and really there aren't many options. Anthony does spray the ball around fairly well. Throw to first base once again on Ladarius, and I certainly would anticipate that he could be running again at any point. He doesn't go. The pitch to Peroni in the dirt, and he cuts and misses. That is the second strikeout for Clinton Holland. The batter now is the third baseman, Nick Schumpert, playing his first game here at home, which is almost unfathomable. But Schumpert joined us on Saturday at Southern Maryland, and with the Friday rainout, he played that entire series. He was with the ball club for all 12 games of the road trip. He is 7 for 28 with 3 runs batted in, and his first swing at Clipper Magazine Stadium results in a ground ball to the shortstop. The throw back from Scott Kelly, though, bounces free from Espinal, and Schumpert's safe on a fielder's choice. The out on Clark is 6-4, 2 outs. And now Schumpert, the runner at first base, in front of Caleb Gindel, who once again led off with a home run. He's got 9 taters now on the season. At the beginning of play tonight, Gindel was tied for second in the league in home runs, 1 behind Joshua Saleh of the Gastonia Honey Hunters. Courtney Hawkins also had 8. Gindel with 22 home runs 2 years ago. The difference, 2 years ago, most of them were here. This time around, most of them have been on the road. First pitch strike from Holland, who really has settled down since the early visit from Paul Menhart. Nick Schumpert, 1 for 2, stealing bases, has the lead off first, held by Espinal. And he will get a throw. Holland has him picked off. He almost got Clark earlier in the inning, and now Schumpert is claimed. That closes out the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. At the end of 2 tonight here in Lancaster. The score, Lancaster 2, West Virginia 0.
The Lexus NX is crafted to take on the modern adventure called life.
Alexa, what's the quickest route home?
With Amazon Alexa compatibility and the advanced Lexus safety system, the Lexus NX is modern utility for the modern world. Because modern obstacles require modern solutions. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg or Lancaster County.
Amazon Alexa and all related logos are trademarks of Amazon.com Inc. or its affiliates. Not all Amazon Alexa functionality is available for in-vehicle use.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, Local Flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, Local Flavor. Localflavor.com, Local Flavor.
Dominic DeSabatino has retired 6 of 7 to this point in the evening. He'll be facing catcher Jovan Gonzalez, leading off the third for West Virginia. Gonzalez has had his share of highlights against the Barnstormers, including one year on opening night at TD Bank Park. He hit a walk-off home run just fair down the right field line off of Kevin Munson to win it for Somerset. Ball one is inside from DeSabatino. Only an infield single to ruin his evening so far. He is 1-0 on the right-handed batting Gonzalez. Elmer Reyes, the shortstop, due next. And Dominic is way outside and low for ball two. It's 2-0. This series continues through Sunday afternoon. Lancaster will have the weekly Monday off. And then the Long Island Ducks come here for the first time in 2021. That will be on Tuesday. Strike to the outside corner. DeSabatino at 2 balls and a strike on Jovan Gonzalez.
Check out Pull the Pin Lancaster, who also uses Truckman technology.
2 balls, 1 strike. DeSabatino working quickly. The pitch is hit in the air, right center field. Sprinting back, Ladarius Clark, and he can't get to it. That ball bouncing off the wall, and racing around toward third is Gonzalez, and now they may have a play on him at second. He's able to dive back in. Nobody left covering the bag. Melvin Mercedes raced there, trying to tag him out. Gonzalez back in. He'll satisfy with the leadoff double. Ladarius Clark tried to make the leaping catch at the wall out in right center field. The ball kicked away back towards center. And all the while, it looked like Gonzalez was going to go for 3, and he pulled up in front of the shortstop position. Mercedes saw an opening, but couldn't get there in time. Elmer Reyes, the shortstop, to the plate now, batting .196. He has 1 home run. He has driven in 4. DeSabatino does not like that baseball and tosses it out. It will probably make another appearance later on.
Restaurant on Holiday in Lancaster. Enjoy a chef-prepared meal for under $15 in less than 30 minutes.
Dominic DeSabatino glares back at Gonzalez. The pitch is inside on Reyes. Ball 1, no strikes. Elmer Reyes, a native of Nicaragua. There haven't been too many that have climbed the ranks of professional baseball. Dennis Martinez, the most well-known. The DeSabatino pitch. We get a check swing. It was inside on the fastball, and now 2-0 with Gonzalez at second, nobody out. Reyes spent the bulk of his time in professional baseball in the Atlanta system. He's been in this league before. He was with the Ducks in 2015 and even more so in 2017. And he batted .302 for Long Island in 17. 2 balls, no strikes. That's just off the outside corner, 3-0. West Virginia begins to build a threat in the top half of the third inning. 3 balls, no strikes, first base open, but then you turn the lineup over. DeSabatino with a look back at the runner. The 3-0 pitch. It is inside for ball 4, and Dominic has walked his first. And these are the situations. And this is a watershed moment in this game. Can DeSabatino get out of this inning without a disaster happening? because those disasters have happened on a regular basis the last 4 games, where an early base runner or two turns into a 6, 7, 8, 9 run inning. We're going to have a conversation at the mound. Ross Peoples is coming out. Already DeSabatino having a discussion with the plate umpire Bill Reuter. And now Peoples will gather everyone around. Ross using his first timeout. West Virginia has already absorbed one of theirs. Scott Kelly, the batter. And Kelly, in his Atlantic League history, has been known as an outstanding bunter. Ross hoping to mirror the success that Menhart had with his mound visit back in the first inning. The Barnstormers pretty much have gotten nowhere since then. Off of Clinton Holland. Lancaster's first 4 batters reached base. Menhart came out, settled down Holland, and he has been tremendous ever since. Scott Kelly joined the Patriots back in 2014. He was there for 6 seasons. This is 7th in the Atlantic League. A look back at second. Gonzalez wasn't up to anything. West Virginia is not much of a running team. Kelly has played nearly 500 games now in the Atlantic League. DeSabatino to the plate. There's a sharp ground ball that is fair down the third base line, headed for the corner. Rounding third, and on the way home is Gonzalez. The throw comes into second behind Reyes. He is back in. Now Scott Kelly with the RBI single down the third base line. The Barnstormers have been getting just destroyed on ground balls inside that third base bag here the last few nights. Ruby Silva now the batter. He lined to center his first time up. And West Virginia able to bounce back against DeSabatino here in the third inning. The Barnstormers need to figure out a way to keep this from being one of those big bad innings that all of a sudden takes them out of a game. Infield looking to turn 2. DeSabatino to the set. And a Silva swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. Jimmy Paredes, a dangerous switch hitter, waits on deck. Some cloudy skies here this evening, but the sun is shining in between the clouds at the moment. Ruby Silva, Cuba native, batting at no balls, 1 strike. DeSabatino comes set. Here's the pitch, popped up foul. So a big edge for DeSabatino at 0-2. 2 runners aboard with nobody out in the top half of the third inning. Silva has been around this league for quite some time. He had played in the Cuban professional, if you will, leagues, starting back in 07. Breaking ball low, 1-2 now. Then went to the Cubs organization, got to AAA there, played in Mexico for a while, American Association, and joined York in 2017 out of the Can-Am League. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Silva. Here's the pitch, and that ball is wrapped and fair. Great play off a hop by Galen. He'll take it to the bag. Put a star by that one in the scorebook. Quite a reaction by Galen. Reyes moves to third. Kelly on to second for Jimmy Paredes. What do? Face a dangerous switch hitter in Paredes, and we know what he can do in this ballpark. Or Edwin Espinal, who came into the night batting .447. You really have to get both of them here. 1 out with the runners at second and third. Galen made quite the stop there, or that is potentially another RBI producing hit and possibly extra base hit, depending what it does in the right field corner. Low to Paredes for a ball, 1-0. You do have the option of setting up the double play here if you work around Jimmy, but it's awfully early for those strategies. And with so many big innings against the Barnstormers as of late, I don't know if you just want to put an extra runner on and open up that possibility. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Paredes looks at a fastball outside to get to 2 balls and no strikes. Paredes joined the Astros at the major league level back in 2011. Eventually ended up with the Orioles and Phillies. 2 balls, no strikes to him. Can play a lot of different positions. He seems to have settled in at third. He takes a rip and foul tips that, so 2-1. With the Barnstormers in 18, Jimmy hit .363 in 21 games. 3 doubles, 3 home runs, and knocked in 14, scored 15. Somerset in 19. He hit .265 with 13 homers and drove in 45 outside, and 3-1 from DeSabatino. Lancaster still leading 2-1 in the top of the third, but right now that lead is hanging by a precious thread. Espinal on deck, contemplating the possibility of batting with the bases loaded. DeSabatino ready to go, 3-1 en route. He misses with it, it's ball 4. And the bases are loaded. Second walk given up by DeSabatino this inning. These innings have been problematic. The younger pitchers can't seem to find a way out of them. Espinal stands in. He reached on an infield base hit. You won't hear the name Edwin Espinal and the term infield base hit in the same sentence terribly often. But a ball that just snuck past the mound. Shumpert charged and made a low throw at first. 1 out, bases loaded. Espinal swung with all he had. He is down, no balls and a strike in the count. Edwin Espinal, another one of the players who had been with the Somerset Patriots. No balls, 1 strike on Espinal. That ball is sent screaming foul down the left field side. He got out ahead of it, or that would have done a lot of damage. The count is 0-2. Espinal from the Dominican Republic. He is just 27 years of age. He had played for Somerset back in 2019 and hit .253, drove in 62 runs. 0-2 to him. Ground ball, second base. Could be what the doctor ordered. The shovel to Shumpert, 1, back to first, and a double play gets DeSabatino out of the inning. A huge pitch, a huge result for the Barnstormers, who do not give up that big inning here in the third. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors. West Virginia leaves 2 runners on. We are through 2.5 tonight with the score. The Lancaster Barnstormers 2 and the West Virginia Power 1.
You can enjoy a night at the ballpark and help out the United Way of Lancaster County. All you have to do is spend 3 hours as an usher during a Barnstormers home game, and the ball club will donate $20 in your name to the United Way program of your choice. Be a friendly face, have fun, and raise money for your favorite local charity. To sign up, go to the LancasterBarnstormers.com website and head to the community link, and we'll see you at the ballpark.
When everyone has a different craving, Wickerman's Meals to Go has it all. All right now, all in one delivery. Pizza with the kids' favorite toppings. A delicious sub made the way you love. Fresh sushi for the whole group, and so much more. It's how busy people get busy eating the meals they love. Order on the Meals to Go app or at mealstogo.com to make everyone happy. Wegmans Meals to Go. All your favorite meals, all in one delivery.
The Barnstormers survive what could have been a rough third inning. Only one run on the board for the West Virginia Power. Edwin Espinal grounding into the 4-6-3 double play. And Lancaster gets back up with Gindel, Mercedes, and Galen, all three of whom had success against Clinton Holland back in the first inning. Holland has allowed 3 hits and 2 runs. He has walked 2 and struck out 2. Gindel greeted him with the nightly home run. First pitch strike to the outside corner on Caleb. It is 0-1, 5 games in a row. He needs to do it tomorrow. He'll tie Ryan Harvey's franchise record of homering in 6 straight. Outside, Gindel at 1 ball and 1 strike. Lights are on, but have really yet to take over. Here on Prince Street, Gindel swings and rolls it foul at the first baseline. Holland has him at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ever since the mound visit, the Barnstormers have had 1 base runner. That was Clark with the leadoff walk back in the second inning. Here's the 1-2 on Gindel. It does not spin back to the outside corner. Caleb works the count to 2-2. 15 extra base hits now for Gindel on the season. The wind, the 2-2, Gindel swings and lobs this one out the center. Easy play for Ruby Silva. He'll surround it for out number 1 here in the third. Melvin Mercedes will step in. Mercedes doubled and scored in the opening inning. So he's back to his old tricks. Mercedes has now reached base in 24 out of 25 starts and hit safely in 22 of them. Remarkably consistent here in the first quarter or so of the 2021 campaign. 1 out, nobody on. The Holland pitch swung on and missed. No balls and 1 strike. Blake Galen waits on deck. Third baseman Jimmy Paredes up the edge of the grass against Mercedes, who bounces the next pitch to Galen. Blake can't make the clean pickup barehanded, so he feeds the home bat boy tonight, Hunter Hudson. 0-2. The 6'4" right-hander ready to go. The pitch gets the inside corner. Mercedes goes down looking. Strikeout number 3 for Holland, and with 2 away, Blake Galen steps in. The Barnstormers offense, after the early surge, has gotten eerily quiet. This happens to this ball club, and then all of a sudden, it will pick up a head of steam again. 2 outs, nobody on base. Galen with his customary walk the first time up. Galen has walked an unbelievable number of times already this year. Fastball is high and outside to him for a ball, 1-0. And now he rolls it foul up the third base side. 1 ball and 1 strike. But what's amazing as far as Galen and walks are concerned is that he doesn't lead the league. He's drawn 24. We are playing our 26th game, but Jake Skoll of the Gastonia Honey Hunters has walked 28 times already. 1 ball, 1 strike to Blake. Holland into the motion. Galen will look at that. Barely low for ball 2. It's 2-1. 3-1 now as Galen had to dance out of the way in position to draw yet another walk here tonight. Barnstormers batting with 2 outs, nobody on, leading 2-1 in the bottom of the third inning. And 3-1 to Galen, swung on, and that ball's hit a ton to right field. Way back it goes, and that's number 102 for Blake Galen. A solo shot here in the third. Second night in a row that Gindel and Galen have both connected, and the Barnstormers lead 3-1. Blake Galen launches against Clinton Holland. The Barnstormers are back in the lead by 2. #21 run batted in of the season for Galen, which also matches Caleb Gindel. Now Trayvon Robinson with 2 outs and the bases empty. He looks at a floater to the outside corner for a called strike. It is 0-1. Robinson takes a rip and misses. Trayvon, an RBI single in the first inning. 13th ribby of the season for him. He has yet to put together any kind of significant hot streak. You have to figure it will come. He's just been kind of plugging away, taking his hits as they come. Low for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 3-1 Lancaster. Lower half of the 3rd inning, opener of a 3-game series. Clinton Holland ready to go. Robinson looks at ball 2. That one well off the outside edge of the plate. Two and two now. Robinson backs out of the way, but you're never quite sure, even on a pitch like that. We've seen some that the electronic eye picks up and will register as a 3rd strike. That one not the case. And the payoff, Robinson swings and he misses. The ball trickling away from Gonzalez, but the at-bat is conceded. Robinson is gone on strikes. 4 now for Holland. But Blake Galen contributes a home run, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. At the end of 3, the Barnstormers lead the visiting West Virginia Power by a score of 3-1.
We are finally back enjoying Barnstormers baseball. I'm Adam Gocknauer from Gocknauer Appliances and thrilled to be sponsoring Barnstormers baseball yet again. We also wanted to thank all of you for your incredible support for our business during the pandemic. We are so happy to still be here helping you with the best brand names and the best prices of major appliances in the area. Enjoy the game and we will continue to service you now and into the future. Gocknauer Appliances in East Petersburg and on the web at gocknauers.com.
Like craft beers? Then the best place to be in Lancaster is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, celebrate baseball or just a night with your friends at the Broken Bat Deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat features more than 20 local craft breweries plus product from a local winery. Food including Otto's Meatballs is sold off a pub-style menu. So get together, hang out with your friends, or make some new ones. Enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
We've logged 3 innings tonight. The Barnstormers have picked up 3 runs on 4 hits, including 2 home runs. No Barnstormers errors, 1 runner left on base. And with the West Virginia Power, 1 run on 3 hits, no errors. West Virginia has marooned 3. Jose Tabata, the designated hitter, a strikeout victim back in the 2nd, will lead things off in the 4th for West Virginia. The Atlantic League is in full swing here on Friday night. A lot of shuffling. There were a lot of long bus trips overnight last night. Not only the Barnstormers coming back home, but Long Island and Gastonia relocated down to Gastonia. First pitch strike in on Tabata. It's 0-1. York and Southern Maryland play 2 tonight. High Point went into Lexington. The Rockers were already there for our game last night. 1-1 on Tabata from DeSabatino. York and Southern Maryland tied at 4 in the top of the 7th at Regency Furniture Stadium, game 1. A partial swing he committed, says Steve Zawiski. Tabata bats at 1-2. Gastonia leads Long Island 4-1 behind Jay Gauss. That's only through an inning and a half. One of the young pitchers, Joendry Herrera, making the start for the Ducks tonight. Chopped over toward third, digging it up is Shumpert. He can't get off the throw. And Tabata is aboard on an infield base hit. Immediate pressure put on the Barnstormers. We saw Aleman not be able to get off a clean throw back in the second inning on Espinal on a dribbler that he had to charge. Now here is Reimer Liriano. He struck out back in the second. Josh Bell was as good at that play as anybody we've ever had. He was a bigger fellow with big hands, and I think that made it a little bit easier. But, boy, he could charge and get off that throw well. Liriano stands in against DeSabatino. 3-1 Lancaster. Infield sets at double play depth. The pitch to Liriano is over but low. Ball 1 and no strikes. High Point and Lexington are scoreless. They are in the middle of the second inning. Barnstormers lead here 3-1 in the top half of the fourth. DeSabatino to the plate. It's fouled to the right and out of play, 1-1. Dominic DeSabatino, 54 pitches, 32 strikes. Rough with the control only in the third inning. Liriano bats here at 1-1 with a runner at first, nobody out. That pitch slides to the inside edge, strike 2 called. Clinton Holland barely at 50% strikes thrown. We keep an eye on the walk totals. Right now it's 4, which isn't too bad as we have hit the top half of the fourth inning. Fastball is slightly up. And Liriano bats 2-2. Tabata has not tried to steal. Galen holds him at first. DeSabatino has paid very little attention to him or the other base runners tonight, knowing that West Virginia is not a team with much speed, perhaps outside of Kelly. 2-2. Here's the pitch. He drops down on the arm angle, misses inside, and now Liriano is batting at 3 balls and 2 strikes. The power beginning to build a threat again in the fourth inning. Middle innings toxic to the Barnstormers over the last few days. The last night it didn't take that long. The 9-run inning came in the third. Runner takes off, 3-2 is high. Liriano picks up the walk, the third issued by DeSabatino. Runners are at first and second for Teodoro Martinez. The Barnstormers need a starter to go 6 innings without throwing a horrific number of pitches. And it hasn't happened often. We got it, of course, from Heath Fillmyer opening night. Andra Chatora has had one brilliant start against Southern Maryland. Tommy Shirley has been able to go 6 in one of his starts before he ended up being put on the shelf with an injury. Tommy not far away from returning. Pitch to Martinez is low. It is ball 1 and no strikes. On the infield again, looking for a double play ground ball. Infield awaiting. DeSabatino ready. Here's a 1-0. That's a strike. And Martinez bats at 1-1. Espinal grounded into the double play that took the steam out of the power back in the third. DeSabatino looking for another out of Martinez here. 1 ball, 1 strike with the runners at first and second and nobody out. Dominic checking around, works from the stretch. Here's the pitch, and that is upstairs. Ball 2. It is now 2-1. We had a reasonably quickly paced start tonight, but a couple of these half innings have ground us to a crawl. Two and one on Martinez. DeSabatino to the plate, fly ball, right field. It's carrying, back on this goes Gindl looking up, and that ball is in play, recovered by Clark. It's going to score 1. Martinez with the double off the wall in right field. Tabata coming home, Liriano to third, and it is 3-2 now here in the 4th inning, but the runners are at second and third with nobody out. That fly ball just kept going, and Caleb Gindl ran out of room back there. Jovan Gonzalez double to right center his first time up. And once again, the Barnstormers' lead is jeopardized, as former Blue Crab Teodoro Martinez plunks one off the right field wall. First pitch to Gonzalez is errant. Still nobody out here in this 4th inning. Ball 1 and no strikes to Jovan Gonzalez. The inning started with the infield base hit by Tabata. Liriano picked up a walk. The double off the right field wall. Strike taken. Gonzalez bats 1-1. Shortstop Elmer Reyes waits on deck. Just the top half of the 4th inning tonight. Game 2 of the series tomorrow, also at 6:30. We'll have fireworks to follow. And both clubs going with bullpen games. Sunday is 1 o'clock, Family Fun Day, and that game will be on Blue Ridge 11. Ground ball, second base is going to tie the game. Mercedes will throw out Gonzalez. Moving to third on the play is Martinez as Liriano scores. 3-all, 1 gone, and the batter will be the shortstop Elmer Reyes. He walked back in the 3rd inning. Jovan Gonzalez knotting the score at 3 apiece here in the top half of the 4th inning. DeSabatino tonight has walked 3. He has struck out 2. Those were back-to-back. He's given up 4 hits and the 3 runs. The infield will draw in, and that pitch is sliced foul out of play to the right. No balls, 1 strike. The count on Elmer Reyes. Just reactivated today. He's not on the roster sheets that the fans got. He had been listed as inactive. 196 hitter coming into the ball game this evening. Here's the 0-1 pitch. He gets jammed, fouls that off. A second strike. It's 0-2. A strikeout here would come in very handy for DeSabatino. Barnstormers are at that stage right now that as long as they don't give up the enormous inning, they know they're going to be in a game. Tough to keep up with the 7s, the 8s, and the 9s in terms of individual innings. Elmer Reyes batting 0-2 against Dominic DeSabatino. Low and away, it bounces free from Peroni, but not far, and Teodoro Martinez wisely holds on at third. Ball 1, 2 strikes. Decent turnout here on this Friday evening. Good to see the fans in the yard. nice crowd at Lexington last night, 47-98. I thought so much of the layout of that ballpark and the possibilities. 1-2. Reyes will back away to Sabatino. Not cutting it loose, not quite yet. Up the line from third comes Martinez. To Sabatino, will deliver. He got him, a swing and a miss. A big strikeout for Dominic DeSabatino. That is his third of the game tonight. And Scott Kelly now will come to the plate. Kelly singled in the run last inning with a ground ball pulled down the third baseline. One out of two for Kelly tonight. He is now driven in 8 runs on the season. Defense can lay back with 2 outs. DeSabatino will work. Kelly tries to drop a bunt down. You've always got to be alert to that possibility. Foul ball back. It is 0-1. Schumpert right now playing even with the bag over at third. Shadows have started creeping across the field from left to right. The tough Sunfield here is first base. Fastball is high. Kelly bats at 1-1. Galen could have some trouble with a throw at this point of the night from Mercedes, and we've seen it happen. Experienced second baseman here will take a step or two back on a ground ball. Kelly with a pop-up, foul ground. Peroni comes back, but there will be no chance. DeSabatino against Kelly at 1-2 strikes. There are a couple of former Barnstormers with West Virginia. Not only is Jimmy Paredes there, Eli Villanueva is as well. One-time Barnstormers starting pitcher, Floridian. Pitched in the big leagues for Miami. We will not see him this series, from what I understand. 1-2. Kelly looks at a fastball, and that is just a touch high for a 2-2 strike count. That's twice now in this half inning that a 1-2 pitch or a 2-2 pitch, 2-strike pitch in either case, has been borderline high. Might have been called 2 years ago. And that one is low. We go to 3-2 strikes. DeSabatino thought he had both of them. We've gone to a full count with Martinez at third and 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. 3-3 ball game between the Barnstormers and West Virginia. 3-2 on its way. He got him swinging. Kelly is gone. DeSabatino strikes out his 4th, but it's 2 runs to tie the game on 2 hits with no errors. A critical man left at third base by the West Virginia Power, and now through 3.5 tonight here at Clipper Magazine Stadium. We're all tied. The Barnstormers 3 and the West Virginia Power 3.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Kelly Dugan starts the bottom of the fourth for the Barnstormers. We're tied at 3. Dugan struck out looking back in the first inning. Each side with 4 hits in the game tonight. The pitch is a ball outside, 1-0. The Barnstormers have been charged with an error, I guess maybe on the top of the play. Soft liner, broken bat liner into left center, and Dugan is aboard to start off the bottom of the fourth inning. So we'll notice, we'll make a note of that change. Only play I can think of. Here is Blake Allemond, who flied to center his first time around. Dugan the runner, he has 1 steal for the year. He's held by Espinal. Allemond with a swing and a miss, down a strike. It is 0-1. Blake cuts and misses here. Down a couple of strikes, Ladarius Clark, the center fielder, waits on deck. Ground ball, shortstop. With it is Reyes to Kelly for 1, back to first. And they are unable to convert it. Another ball getting away from Espinal. Allemond safe on the fielder's choice. The out 6-4. Ladarius Clark, the center fielder, will come to the plate. And as I look back, Allemond charged with a throwing error on the ball hit by Espinal in the second inning. That is now a change. Making note of that. 1 out, 1 on. Clark, the batter. Ladarius swings and misses. Down a strike against Holland, who has been solid except for the home run balls. Gindel and Galen have gone deep against him so far in tonight's game. Bouncer foul. Both those have been solo shots. Clark bats 0-2 here. The Barnstormers have predominantly hit solo home runs this year. They've hit 33, 23 with the bases empty. On the flip side, they've allowed 36, only 15 with the bases empty. Swung on and missed. Clark is gone on strikes. That is the 5th for Clinton Holland, and it brings on Anthony Peroni, a strikeout victim, back in the second inning. Our ball game tonight is tied at 3. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. The Barnstormers taking on the West Virginia Power for the first time ever. Allemond remains the runner at first base. He is there with 2 outs. Peroni goes after the first delivery and fouls it away. No balls and 1 strike. DeSabatino now has thrown 75 pitches in 4 innings. Holton is well shy of that. The rest of the details are just about identical. Foul ball back. It's 0-2. 2 walks allowed. Holland has struck out 5. DeSabatino has walked 3, struck out 4. DeSabatino's faced a couple more hitters. Peroni bats 0-2. Good stop by Jovan Gonzalez. Ball 1, 2 strikes. Nick Schumpert waiting on deck. Barnstormers in West Virginia with a 3-3 tie. We're in the lower half of inning 4. Anthony sticks around. Apparently a good play made out of my view to the right. Rewarded by a round of pure applause, and there's nothing better. 1-2. Alleman again leads from first. The pitch is inside and low. Kicks free from Gonzalez, but he keeps it in front. No chance for Alleman to budge off first base. Anthony Peroni batting at 2 balls and 2 strikes. He has not had a lot of runs batted in or hit for a lot of power, but when he has, it's been very important in ball games. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Holland will deal inside and low. Again, it gets away from Gonzalez. This time, Allemont moves to second base. That'll be a wild pitch. Peroni with a base hit now can put the Barnstormers back on top. Allemont runs fairly well. Blake instinctively saw where that pitch was headed and took off. A page out of Rico Noel's book. He was the best I've ever seen deciding when to go on pitches in the dirt. Lined up the middle, base hit center field. Allemond will round. Silva will throw. We're going to have a play at the plate. Not in time, and then the ball gets away from Gonzalez. Peroni makes it to second easily, and Lancaster leads 4-3. Lancaster retakes the lead in the bottom half of the 4th inning. The Barnstormers have scored in 3 different innings tonight. Nick Schumpert will bat with Anthony Peroni at second and 2 men out. We've seen both for and against the Barnstormers this year a lot of throws from the outfield do just what that one did, and that's bounce up and make it virtually impossible for a catcher to get a tag down. The timing on that throw might have been close. Low for a ball on Schumpert. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning. He will now try to get Peroni around and rebuild a 2-run Barnstormers lead. Swing and a miss. He was fooled. 1 ball, 1 strike. As I said, Peroni hasn't driven in many runs, but when he has, they have counted. Foul to the right. Schumpert, who came to the Barnstormers by way of the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks of the American Association, is batting at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Peroni leads from second base. Holland ready to go. The pitch, breaking ball, lifted toward right, but that is going to curl well foul. Schumpert continuing to bat at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Barnstormers not showing too many ill effects of the 9 hours on the bus on the way home last night. Never got off the bus. Ball 2 is low. Holland wanted that one. We saw DeSabatino start to head off after what he thought was a 3rd strike in the top of the inning. Schumpert bats 2-2. Peroni with the lead. The pitch, a dribbler up the 3rd base line, foul. Paredes would have had a tough time throwing out Schumpert on that dribbler. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We continue. Bottom of inning 4. Lancaster has retaken the lead at 4-3 as we go back and forth here tonight. Lancaster has led 2-0 and 3-1 at points in this game. Here's a 2-2. Schumpert is just able to spoil that, driving it toward the first base dugout. Peroni again inching off second base. Clinton Holland going to work on Nick Schumpert. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. That will end the 4th, but the Barnstormers are able to produce the go-ahead run on 2 hits with no errors. There was 1 man left on base. We're done with 4 tonight here at Clipper Magazine Stadium. The Barnstormers lead the West Virginia Power 4-3.
At Clipper Magazine Stadium, we have hot dogs and popcorn, peanuts, soda, and nachos. But what if, say, you are only 3 months old and mom wants to have a night out and watch the Barnstormers? Well, thanks to May Grant Obstetrics and Gynecology, the littlest of Stormer fans now have a place to go for dinner during the game. Tots can take mom to the Little Sluggers dugout behind Section 13 at the stadium for a comfortable private feeding experience. A brightly painted room with comfortable furniture and TVs tuned to the game, it is the perfect spot for baby and mom during a night at the ballpark.
I'm an aficionado.
I'm a sneakerhead.
I'm a foodie.
Gamer. I'm a gym rat.
There are many names for enthusiast,
A fashionista.
but there's only one way to become one. By going all in. The Lexus IS Sports Sedan is our obsession. Relentlessly engineered and designed to be the most responsive IS ever. It's what we call going all in on the sports sedan. The Lexus IS. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg or Lancaster County.
The Barnstormers with a 4-3 lead. We head into the top half of the 5th inning. And this is a part of the ball game that the Barnstormers need to be able to work through. Dominic DeSabatino trying to give the Barnstormers at least 5 innings here tonight. And that may be all that he is able to do, depending on how quickly he would get through a 5th inning of play. Ruby Silva, Jimmy Paredes, and Edwin Espinal, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters are scheduled. They're all veterans, and they're seeing DeSabatino for a 3rd time. So a very young battery for the Atlantic League. Dominic DeSabatino and Anthony Peroni, who have bonded. They're really good friends here, and both East Coast guys, Mid-Atlantic, if you will, New Jersey and Delaware. They need to cook something up for this top half of the 5th inning. Silva, the battery, is lined to center, and he has been robbed of what might have been a bad hop base hit by Blake Galen back in the 3rd inning. DeSabatino into the motion. His pitch to Silva, low for a ball, 1-0. The sun just about to set here at Clipper Magazine Stadium. No longer an issue for Blake Galen out on the field. And it wasn't a really bright sky this evening. Ground ball right side. There is Galen to take it. A quick toss to DeSabatino covering. They work it well, 3-1. 1 man down. Jimmy Paredes will step to the plate. Paredes is fly to left, and he has drawn a base on balls.
Number 25, Jimmy Paredes.
The Barnstormers looking to get a homestand underway in really good shape. Paredes batting with 1 out, nobody on in the 5th inning. The Barnstormers do not have far to go to make up the ground in the Northern Division. Only 2.5 out at this stage. Lexington, which has not lost yet at home, 11-0 for the Legends at Lexington Legends Ballpark, is to some extent running away with the South. Nobody else over 500 there. Swing and a miss by Paredes. It is 0-1. DeSabatino comes back. And that next pitch misses. Ball 1, strike 1. Defense straight away against Paredes. Here's a 1-1. Swing and a miss. He was trying to reach that porch in right field, which is pretty full tonight out there in the pavilion. Good to see. 1-2 on the switch batting third baseman of the West Virginia Power. Up and away from Dominic DeSabatino. Ball 2 and 2 strikes. Jimmy wasn't here long, only a month or so back in 2018. He doesn't have the bushy hair he had back then. He is a very likable guy. Ball 3 is low, 3-2. Greeted me earlier today with a very warm smile. Paredes up there, 3 balls and 2 strikes against DeSabatino. Dominic has walked 3, struck out 4. Here's the windup. He misses with it. Ball 4, and that is the 4th walk issued by DeSabatino. The Barnstormers' notable control problems continue, but tonight the walks have, for the most part, been spread out, so you don't detect them as much. But they are there, 4 and 4 1/3 innings. The ball club has averaged about a walk an inning on the season. Edwin Espinal, the batter, he's reached on an error and grounded into a double play so far. 1 out, Paredes, the base runner. He can go. He takes off on DeSabatino. DeSabatino hadn't committed yet. The throw to Mercedes, a do-si-do, and Melvin with the tag. Paredes went too soon. DeSabatino was alerted to it, and we now have 2 outs in the inning. So 2 men down, and it will be Espinal by himself in the batter's box. 0 for 2 for Espinal. He has yet to see a pitch on this turn at the plate. Lancaster 4, West Virginia 3, top half of inning 5. Here's the windup and to Espinal, and that missed. 1 ball and nothing on the big first baseman of the West Virginia Power. Dominic DeSabatino into his motion, and there's another one out of the zone for ball 2. Not sure in what direction those 2 pitches have missed. The second one might have been a little bit outside. I guess the first one's slightly low. There's one in the zone. 2 balls and a strike. The right arm of Bill Reuter not getting a workout tonight, though. We've seen 6 total walks in the game, and we've seen some called third strikes. Here's a 2-1. DeSabatino dropping down on the angle, missing low. He's gone to 3-1 on Espinal with Jose Tabata, the designated hitter, waiting on deck. And this is what's running the pitch counts up. They've got a number of factors conspiring together. Dominic DeSabatino with a pitch count in the upper 80s now. To Espinal, swing and a miss. 3-2. Dominic has retired 6 batters on the ground this evening, which is ultimately what you want to do. It makes life easy on everybody. Here's his 89th pitch, 3-2 in the air. Center field, Ladarius Clark has this one gauged. He makes the catch, and it's a 3-batter inning in the 5th, thanks to Paredes being thrown out stealing. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We're in the middle of the 5th. Halfway through regulation tonight at Clipper Magazine Stadium, the Barnstormers lead the West Virginia Power by the score of 4-3.
New to Clipper Magazine Stadium in 2021 is Otto's Hospitality. Otto's is totally committed to the fan experience, from quality to convenience to safety. And they are committed to Lancaster, using local food purveyors whenever possible. New menu items like homemade Brauhaus pretzels, Black Angus burgers, and Otto's meatballs are sure to make any Barnstormers game even more fun. Use self-ordering kiosks or your phone instead of waiting in the lines. That's Otto's Hospitality.
Pennsylvanians are creating their own soundtrack. Thanks to PA Lottery Scratch-Offs, excitement's back. Pennies, nickels, dimes, or quarters, no matter your choice, scratching's always in order. With big top prizes and second chance drawings, thrills await. They're out there calling. If it's excitement you seek and you're looking for action, play the PA Lottery. And keep on scratching. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Barnstormers with the top of the order scheduled in their half of the 5th inning in a game Lancaster leads 4-3. Dominic DeSabatino it appears, will be taking the contest into the 6th inning. Nobody is throwing in the Lancaster bullpen. DeSabatino having, for the most part, a successful night. The walks have been there, but they haven't been all that costly. Here is Caleb Gindel. Gindel with a home run and a fly out to center, 1 for 2 tonight. Tapper foul, 0-1 against Clinton Holland. He's allowed 6 hits and 4 runs in 4 innings, but the strikeouts have piled up for the right-hander. He has 6 of them. He's got Gindel at the moment, 0-1. Mercedes and Galen will follow, each of the trio with an extra base hit in the game. Gindel swings and misses. It's 0-2. There have been nights where he has only hit that leadoff home run. Last night he did not homer until the 7th inning after flying to the wall the first time up. A ball is outside and low, 1-2. 9 homers on the year for Caleb Gindel. He now has 51 as a Barnstormer. He's half of Blake Galen. Ball 2 to the Barnstormers right fielder. It's quite the tandem to have in the lineup at the same time. And they've homered kind of in the same games too. Swing and a miss. Gindel is gone. Strikeout number 7 for Holland. Melvin Mercedes has doubled and struck out. He will step in now. Lancaster 4, West Virginia 3. The Barnstormers will try to get this game to Scott Schumann tonight. Schumann threw last night, and he had a fairly long bottom of the 8th inning. He threw 22 pitches, walked 1, struck out 3. First pitch poured in for a called strike on Mercedes. It's 0-1 with Galen waiting on deck. Inside, maybe low as well. 1-1, the count on Mercedes. He started the night batting .371, ranking up among the league leaders, but well off the pace set by Carlos Castro from the York Revolution. Castro at .446 coming into tonight, and he has enough at bats to qualify. 3-1 to Melvin. He'll take a walk here to get something started in the home half of the 5th inning. The kick, Holland to the plate. Ball 4 is outside and low. Hitters have learned you've got to wait that extra split second. 3rd walk issued by Holland. We have 7 here tonight, which is well below the average of 24 on the first homestand when the automated ball strike system was in use. I didn't officially hear if any adjustments were made. Here's Galen with a walk and a solo home run. Taking a pitch at the knees from Holland for a called strike. It's 0-1. Trayvon Robinson waits on deck. Lancaster 4, West Virginia 3, bottom half of the 5th inning with 1 out and 1 on. Galen goes after the 0-1, pops this up the first baseline where Edwin Espinal is stationed underneath. He's got it for the 2nd out, leaving the inning to Robinson. Trayvon 1 for 2. You look at the on-base percentage leaders, and it's tough to believe that Melvin Mercedes is listed only at number 8 in on-base percentage, nearly at 500. And he's boosted the numbers a little bit tonight. But again, 2 or 3 of the guys ahead of him don't have enough plate appearances legitimately to qualify. Throw to first. Back in is Melvin Mercedes. He has stolen 7 on the year. Holland is very good at holding runners. Schumpert was picked off back in the 2nd inning, and Lancaster really hasn't been able to get its base running game going all that well. Big swing and a miss by Trayvon. No balls and a strike. Lancaster with 6 hits on the night. Nobody has more than 1. Robinson would like to become the first. Mercedes the runner. The Barnstormers would love to be able to get him into scoring position. In the dirt, knocked down by Gonzalez. One got away far enough for Aleman to advance to second base last inning. And Peroni picked him up from there with the single into center field. That's the difference in the ball game at this point. Only the 7th home game for the Barnstormers this year. It's hard to believe that Lancaster has been on the road as much as it has, just coming off a 12-game trip. And now the club doesn't leave the state again until another trip to Kentucky 4 weeks from now. Foul ball back. Robinson up there at a ball and 2 strikes. Kelly Dugan is the on-deck hitter. Everybody in the lineup has been on base at least once tonight, if you include fielder's choices, which is not technically accurate, but just to make the point, ball 2 is high, 2-2. Aleman and Schumpert have only reached via a fielder's choice. It doesn't count statistically as a time on base. Mercedes still hasn't been able to go. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Robinson. And the pitch, Trayvon jumps back out of the way and gets rung up on strike 3. That is strikeout number 8 for Clinton Holland in the game. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 is stranded. At the end of 5, the Barnstormers continue to lead by the score of 4-3.
What inspired you to be a baseball?
Bummer, the Barnstormers are on the road and you're looking for something to do. Clipper Magazine Stadium still has the answer for family fun. The summer movie series returns, presented by Lidl Supermarkets on selected nights throughout the summer season. Bring the kids out to the ballpark for family-friendly movies. For just $6.50 per person, you get to sit on the outfield grass and enjoy a film on the big screen in left center field. Showtime is 7 p.m. For more information and movie listings, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and click on the events page.
There are those who say,
Leave well enough alone.
If it isn't broken, don't fix it.
You don't mess with success.
while others have something quite different to say. The Lexus RX, with enhanced dynamic handling and available 12.3-inch touchscreen. It's the best-selling luxury crossover of all time, reinvented. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg or Lancaster County.
We have a 4-3 ball game. Lancaster leading as we head to the top of the sixth. Jose Tabata, Reimer Liriano, and Teodoro Martinez are slated to face Dominic DeSabatino. The Barnstormers have never trailed in this game, but they have been caught on one occasion. A two-run top of the fourth made it 3-3. And the Barnstormers were able to undo that tie with a single into center field, 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth by Anthony Peroni, plating Blake Aleman. Into the sixth inning of baseball, Tabata will lead it off. He reached on an infield base hit and scored in the fourth. He is 1 out of 2 in tonight's ball game. Lancaster hosting West Virginia for the first time. West Virginia based in Charleston, West Virginia. Joining Lexington, Kentucky. They entered the Atlantic League somewhat as a pair, and they're under the same ownership umbrella, at least in part. Swing and a miss, huge rip by Tabata. It's 0-1. Gentleman by the name of Andy Shea has a stake in both these entities, and the same man, Jesse Scaglione, is the chief operating officer. And then they do have some separate minority ownership and separate management beyond that. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count to Tabata as we get a visit from our favorite non-gender specific bovine-like creature, aka Silo, up here in broadcast land. Ball 2 is outside, 2-1. Silo in its 16th season. 2-1. The wind is all but totally died down. The sun has just about set here. Big swing and a miss. Tabata, a designated hitter tonight for Mark Minikazi, in there at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Both starters remain in the game here in the 6th inning. We haven't seen that terribly often. The pitch. Tabata looks at ball 3. Dominic DeSabatino having a very difficult time getting called third strikes tonight. It has not been an issue for Holland. 3-2. DeSabatino to the plate. It's sliced foul up toward the rooftop level. 3 balls and 2 strikes. I'm digging back through these games that the Barnstormers have played recently to find the last game where both starters went 5 innings, and you have to go back to a week ago tonight at Long Island between Chatora and Iorio. Ball 4 is outside. Tabata gets the walk. That is the 5th issued by DeSabatino. Leadoff man is on. Reimer Liriano will come to the plate. He has struck out, walked, and scored.
The right fielder, Reimer Liriano.
Now a total of 8 walks in the game. Infield for the Barnstormers will set a double play depth. Tabata's aboard with the tying run as Liriano steps in. Glance over the shoulder by Dominic DeSabatino, and he'll toss to first. Lancaster's bullpen, meanwhile, scrambles into action. You have to be, again, a little bit concerned, A, because of recent events, and B, because the pitch count is fairly high for Dominic. He's closing in on 100. DeSabatino lights up the outside corner on Liriano. It's 0-1. You talk to Ross, and you get the feeling he's caught on a nightly basis between a rock and a hard place. He doesn't want to leave the starters in too long, but he can't pull them out too early either and tax the bullpen even more. 0-1, line back to the mound. DeSabatino stabs it, double play. That's one way to get 2 outs in a hurry. Nifty reaction by Dominic DeSabatino, and we have 2 outs, nobody on in the top of the 6th inning. What do you do if you're Jose Tabata? You can't wait for it to get through, or it's potentially a double play up the middle. Great backhanded stab made by DeSabatino. 2 outs. Here is Teodoro Martinez with the biggest hit, really, for West Virginia so far tonight, with a double high off the right field wall back in the 4th inning. He's in there with 2 outs, nobody on. 2nd inning in a row. West Virginia has lost a base runner that had reached on a walk. Ball 1 is high to Martinez. It's 1-0. Dugan, Alleman, and Clark scheduled in the bottom of the 6th inning, and they should still be seeing Clinton Holland. 1-0. Martinez fouls that as it ricochets back off of Anthony Peroni. Bill Reuter will walk a new baseball out to DeSabatino to give Peroni an opportunity to collect himself in back of the plate. 1 strike. DeSabatino, if he can get Martinez here, actually has a chance to record just the 4th quality start by a Barnstormer pitcher on the season. One and one. Martinez swings and misses. DeSabatino still has some steam. That one clocked at 91. 1 strikes. It's been a gritty performance tonight by Dominic DeSabatino, seeking his 2nd win of the season. Barnstormers trying to get a long homestand off to a good start. 1-2. Martinez, bouncer to third, charging the play is Schumpert. He'll throw on the run and get him. A walk started the inning, but it ends rather abruptly. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. The Sabatino is through 6 with the lead. The Barnstormers are up 4-3.
For the youth of our area, the Barnstormers are offering a wide variety of camps throughout the summer to teach everyone some tips on baseball and softball. Camps are offered to kids as young as 4 and as old as 12. Some even involve the parents. They run from June 15 all the way through August 28. For more information, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and click on the Clinics tab. All presented by Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster.
Pennsylvanians are creating their own soundtrack. Thanks to PA Lottery Scratch-Offs, excitement's back. Pennies, nickels, dimes, or quarters, no matter your choice, scratching's always in order. With big top prizes and second chance drawings, thrills await. They're out there calling. If it's excitement you seek and you're looking for action, play the PA Lottery. And keep on scratching. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Of the 6th inning, and West Virginia will have a new pitcher on the mound. It is a right-hander, and we're all going to have fits. It's a team operation to try and make out these jersey numbers for the West Virginia Power. Black numbers with a thin white or gray outline on black jerseys. There's hardly any contrast out there. Kelly Dugan, the designated hitter, will come to the plate. This right-hander drops down to the side, whereas Holland did not. We hadn't seen anybody throwing in the bullpen. Now a called strike, and maybe that is Holland after all. I hadn't seen anybody warm in the bullpen. Bill Reuter seemed to be noting some changes. Outside to Dugan for a 1-1 count. We really wish that West Virginia had somebody in my capacity on the road to help out here. Ball 2 is inside and low. But unless you know your guys really, really well, you don't have much of a chance. Dugan bats 2-1. Aleman and Clark will follow in the bottom of the 6th. Ball 3 is outside to Kelly. It's 3-1. And this, I am informed, is Kirarte now in the ball game. Ball 4 is outside. Dugan with the base on balls to start off the 6th. It's 9 for the game. So Tabata goes to right field. Liriano's out of the game, and Edwin Kirarte is now the pitcher. We thought there had been a change. Blake Alleman stands in. Alleman is flied to center, reached on a fielder's choice and scored. He's going to try to bunt and fouls it off. 0-1 to Blake Alleman with a runner at first base and nobody out. Lancaster dealing with right-handed reliever Edwin Kirarte. Dugan held by Espinal over at first, way outside and low. 1-1 the count on Blake Alleman here. Kirarte is in his 10th ball game. He's 2-0. He's given up 13 hits and 8 runs in 10 2/3 innings, but only 2 of the runs have been earned. His defense has let him down. He's walked 9 and he struck out 10. That's going to be it for Dugan tonight. Devon Torrance is going to take over and run for him. Kelly has been bothered ever since he whacked the foul ball off his knee, and he hasn't stayed in games very long. He's been able to swing the bat and do so effectively, but running the base is another story. The Barnstormers gain a lot of speed with Torrance. Quirarte working to Allemond. It's popped up foul out of play to the right. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Blake. Ladarius Clark on deck, and then Anthony Peroni as the Barnstormers try to put some additional runs on the board and give the bullpen some breathing room. It also looks like we will see the end tonight of Dominic DeSabatino through 6 innings. The bullpen is active here. Upstairs, Allemond bats at 2-2 against Quirarte. Torrance inching out at first base. He's not going. Allemond smacks it back to the mound. This could be 2. A low throw is dug up nicely by the shortstop Reyes, who fires to first. That is late. The timing was busted when Quirarte made the low throw, and Ross Peoples is going to claim that the throw pulled the shortstop Reyes off the bag. No, they're claiming an illegal slide, and that's going down as a double play. They say Torrance went in. Well, I guess not. No, the runner's still at first, so it's a fielder's choice. The out 1-6. I was right the first time. The argument was that the shortstop Reyes was pulled off the bag and not even in the neighborhood. 1 out, runner at first, and Ladarius Clark will step in. Ladarius has walked and struck out tonight. The pitch stays in too close. It is ball 1 and no strikes from Quirarte. The Barnstormers with 6 hits on the night, none since the go-ahead single by Peroni back in the 4th. Down more to the side, Clark lifts this toward the right field wall. Way back it goes, and the walls will not contain it. Ladarius Clark with number 6 on the season has opened it up to 6-3. Clark goes oppo, that's his game. The Barnstormers with now the 3-run lead, and Anthony Peroni stepping in. Allemond scores his 2nd run tonight without the benefit of a base hit or an official time on base. Peroni will bat with 1 out, nobody on. A couple of earned runs off of Quirarte. To Peroni, a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. Holland worked 5. He gave up 6 hits, 4 runs, walked 3, struck out 8, and was charged with a wild pitch, which hurt him. Sidearm slider in for a 2nd strike to Peroni. It is 0-2. Lancaster has scored in 4 different innings here tonight. The Barnstormers need a way to get 9 more outs. 0-2 over the top, line to right, and Peroni is aboard. Anthony Peroni with his 2nd hit of the ball game, and a total of 8 now for the Barnstormers with Nick Shumpert to step in. Shumpert is 0 for 2. He has reached on a fielder's choice, and he has struck out. Lancaster leading 6-3 and still on the attack here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. The offering to Shumpert, he tries to bunt his way on, fouls it. No balls, 1 strike. Caleb Gindel is the on-deck hitter. The Barnstormers with 3 long balls in the game. Gindel, Galen, and Clark all finding the short dimension in right field. I don't think Galen needed it to be that short. The other 2 not getting out by nearly the amount that Galen's did. 0-1, Shumpert wraps this back to the mound. Another shot at Quirarte, another subpar throw, but this time Reyes able to double up the runner at first. Helmer Reyes made a heck of a play there, sprawling for the throw from Quirarte, and still able to double up Shumpert. 2 runs score in the inning on 2 hits with no errors, nobody left on base. We are done with 6 tonight at Clipper Magazine Stadium. The Barnstormers are ahead of the West Virginia Power by a score of 6-3.
Oh, speaking of pull a pin, let's do this or pull a pin. All right, Connor, your goal is simple. There's a marshmallow.
The Lexus NX is crafted to take on the modern adventure called life.
Alexa, what's the quickest route home?
With Amazon Alexa compatibility and the advanced Lexus safety system, the Lexus NX is modern utility for the modern world. Because modern obstacles require modern solutions. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg or Lancaster County.
Amazon Alexa and all related logos are trademarks of Amazon.com Inc. or its affiliates. Not all Amazon Alexa functionality is available for in-vehicle use.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
6 innings are in the books here this evening for the Lancaster Barnstormers. 6 runs on 8 hits and error. 3 runners have been left on base. West Virginia has collected 3 runs on 4 hits with no errors, and the Power have stranded 4. Jordan McCrum will enter play here in the 7th inning. McCrum, a guy who joined the Barnstormers pretty much for the road trip. Not really familiar with Clipper Magazine Stadium. This will be his 5th appearance. He's 0-1 with a 3.6 earned run average. And the only bad moment for Jordan so far was giving up the walk-off home run to Walner Espinal in the series finale at York. Yovan Gonzalez, Elmer Reyes, and Scott Kelly scheduled in the top of the 7th inning for West Virginia. DeSabatino worked 6 innings. He gave up 4 hits, 3 runs. They were all earned. He walked 5 and struck out 4. The motion by McCrum. He is outside to Gonzalez for a ball, 1-0. Jordan McCrum from Princeton, New Jersey originally, pitched at Monmouth for 4 years, took that extra year of eligibility from the pandemic, pitched at Pitt. He goes to work and misses outside on McCrum, or on Gonzalez rather. McCrum is at 2 balls and no strikes. Lancaster operating with a 3-run lead, trying to snap a 5-game losing streak against the 2 first-place teams, Long Island and Lexington. McCrum gets it over. 2-1 on Yovan Gonzalez. He has doubled to right center and grounded out the second. He has scored a run and he has knocked one home on that ground ball. That grounder tied the game at 3 back in the 4th inning. The Barnstormers with an RBI single and a home run since. Base hit right field. That's Gonzalez's game. And he is on to start off the 7th for West Virginia. The 5th hit of the night for the Power. Elmer Reyes will come to the plate. Reyes has walked and struck out. McCrum getting the call here for an inning or 2. Backing up Dominic DeSabatino, the Barnstormers with this incredibly young pitching staff for the Atlantic League. They'll try and get it to Moya and Schumann ultimately. Infield sets at double play depth. Peroni gives the target. McCrum to the plate. And he is in too close on Reyes for a ball. It is 1-0. Jordan, 24 years of age, 5'11" and a 175-pounder. 1-0 on Reyes. The pitch is fouled to Prince Street. Ball 1, strike 1. At any given time, you could be driving or walking along Prince Street and have a foul ball head in your direction during a Barnstormers game or any other baseball action in here where we hug the street. For those of you unfamiliar with our location, perhaps some West Virginia Power fans, this stadium is located just north of downtown Lancaster and right along one of the main thoroughfares into the city, the southbound of the twin one-way streets. North Prince Street, and the entrance to the stadium is right up against the street, the clubhouse entrance. Fly ball left field. Little danger here as Trayvon Robinson backpedals just a step or two. Reyes is retired, 1 out. In the top of the 7th inning, Scott Kelly will come to the plate. But the clubhouse entrances here are pretty much at the sidewalk along Prince Street. Just a short walkway in. The outfield here, they've added a new apartment complex, still not open yet, beyond the right field wall. Franklin and Marshall College is off beyond the left field wall. There used to be a railroad bed that's since been pulled out. That was beyond left field in foul territory here. Was kind of a terminal point for a railway. A ball is inside to Kelly, 1-0 from McCrum. Kelly is a little bit older than Jordan McCrum, but they're from roughly the same neck of the woods in New Jersey. 1 no strikes. Gonzalez leads off first base. McCrum comes back way outside, stretching out Peroni, another man from the Garden State. 2-0 on Scott Kelly with Ruby Silva, the center fielder, due to bat next. Lancaster 6, West Virginia 3 with 1 out in the top of the 7th inning. McCrum trying to find a way to get a ground ball out of Kelly. 2 balls, no strikes. The right-hander comes to the set. Runner at first holds. That's a strike at the top of the zone, and we get to 2-1. Lancaster scored first tonight, but the Barnstormers are just 6-6 when they do. And that's more commonplace. Scoring first does not matter as much when a league is high scoring, and the games tend to careen back and forth a lot. The increase in runs league-wide this year is quite noticeable. It's where the strike zone is set up. It's the young pitching. We've got really good hitters here. Second strike in on Kelly. It's 2-2. 31-18, I am told, is our crowd on this Friday night. We also have Celebrate Lancaster going on this evening, which is the big city-wide festival. And there's a lot to celebrate about this town, too. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Scott Kelly. 1 out, 1 on in the 7th inning. Jordan McCrum to the belt. And the offering is strike 3 called. Kelly goes down looking. The first called third strike to benefit the Barnstormers tonight. Ruby Silva now to step in with 2 outs. Silva is 0 for 3. Had a base hit taken away by Blake Galen back in the 3rd on a very nice play on what looked like a pretty vicious hop. Lancaster ahead by 3. The home runs have helped tonight. The Barnstormers with a trio of them. 2 outs. Gonzalez with the lead off first. He goes nowhere. Jovan Gonzalez in his career against the Barnstormers has so many base hits to right and right center. It's scary. He's always been tough on our ball club. The pitch to Silva is away. Ball 1, no strikes. DeSabatino, in his 6 innings of work tonight, did get to 102 pitches. He authors the quality start. That's wrapped up the middle and a base hit for Silva. It brings in Jimmy Paredes as the potential tying run. Here in the 7th inning, Paredes has flied to left and he has walked twice.
The third baseman, number 25, Jimmy Paredes.
McCrum is allowed 2 singles, both on ground balls here in the 7th inning. Ross Peoples is going to use his second timeout. You've got the veteran major leaguer Paredes against the youngster McCrum, and Ross does not want the ultimate bad thing happening here, and that would be the 3-run homer. It would tie the score. 6 hits now for West Virginia. The Barnstormers have accumulated 8. Beautiful night, absolutely spectacular evening here in Lancaster. Barnstormers home through the weekend, off on Monday, which is customary this year except on the Monday holidays. Long Island is in for 3 starting on Tuesday. The Barnstormers head to York for the 4th of July holiday weekend. And after that, 15 home games in 17 days for the Barnstormers. Jimmy Paredes, now the batter. Tying run at the plate with Gonzalez at second, Silva at first. The pitch lashed to second and gloved by Mercedes. He will throw on for the out. McCrum on one pitch survives the switch hitting third baseman, and the lead holds. No runs, 2 hits with no errors. West Virginia leaves 2 aboard. Time for the 7th inning stretch here at Clipper Magazine Stadium. The Barnstormers continue to lead the West Virginia Power by the score of 6-3.
You can enjoy a night at the ballpark and help out the United Way of Lancaster County. All you have to do is spend 3 hours as an usher during a Barnstormers home game, and the ball club will donate $20 in your name to the United Way program of your choice. Be a friendly face, have fun, and raise money for your favorite local charity. To sign up, go to the LancasterBarnstormers.com website and head to the community link, and we'll see you at the ballpark.
When everyone has a different craving, Wickerman's Meals to Go has it all. All right now, all in one delivery. Pizza with the kids' favorite toppings. A delicious sub made the way you love. Fresh sushi for the whole group, and so much more. It's how busy people get busy eating the meals they love. Order on the Meals to Go app or at mealstogo.com to make everyone happy. Wegmans Meals to Go. All your favorite meals all in one delivery.
We go to the home 7th and the top of the order for the Barnstormers. That would translate to Gindel, Mercedes, and Galen. The pitcher's spot is scheduled to come up 5th. And you could see a pinch hitter there. Not sure who would be used. Probably De Aza, I would imagine. Barnstormers came home a little bit banged up and certainly tired. Caleb Gindel, 1 for 3, another leadoff home run. He's connected 5 consecutive games. Ripped foul here up the first base side, kicking down to the Lancaster bullpen. 0-1 to Gindel. Gindel, Galen, and Clark with the Barnstormers home runs in tonight's game. 0-1. Quirarte is over the top and low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Man who mixes up his arm slots, does Edwin Quirarte. Born in Ventura, California, in the LA area. He's 34 years of age. To the outside corner, he just crept it there. Gindel bats at 1-2. Quirarte came up in the San Francisco organization and got to AAA Sacramento for a start in 15. Gindel swings and misses. He's gone on strikes for the second time. 9 strikeouts tonight for West Virginia pitching. Melvin Mercedes will get to the plate. Mercedes has doubled and walked in the game. He has a run scored. Quirarte was an 11-game winner for the infamous Richmond Flying Squirrels in 2014, and he did that out of their bullpen. That's a remarkable record out of a pen. First pitch, ball to Mercedes. It is 1-0 with Galen waiting on deck. The Barnstormers leading 6-3 with play in the lower half of the 7th. Quirarte drops down a bit, sneaks it to the outside corner on Mercedes. It's 1-1. Ladarius Clark gauged Quirarte last inning for the 2-run homer. Anthony Peroni also with a base hit off of him. Second strike on the outside edge. And what we're seeing so far is that right-handed batters seem to have an advantage against Quirarte. Yes, very small sample size, but that's definitely the way this night has gone. Melvin Mercedes bats 1-2 with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. Blake Galen waiting on deck. Lancaster leads by 3. Here's the 1-2. Clearly outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Melvin Mercedes. His defense has been clean tonight. Again, his only error in now 25 games at second base came when he tried to rush a double play. Fly ball down the left field side, giving Chase Martinez, and he won't be able to catch up to it, into the bullpen area of the West Virginia Power. Melvin Mercedes will come back at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on in the 7th inning. The Barnstormers have action in the bullpen. If McCrum is lifted, he will be awarded a hold. Looks like the left-hander Gabriel Moya is beginning to tune up. That's the way Ross wants the bullpen. He hasn't been able to get it there. 2-2. A check swing by Melvin, but he went too far, says the third base umpire Scott Hart. Back-to-back strikeouts for Quirarte here in the 7th. 10 Barnstormers now have gone down via the K tonight. Blake Galen steps in, 1 for 2 with a walk and a solo home run, his 3rd of the campaign. Trayvon Robinson is in the on-deck circle. 2 outs, nobody aboard in the Lancaster half of the 7th inning. Quirarte to the plate. Galen looks at a ball off the inside corner. We have not had a 1-2-3 inning. That is an inning without a base runner, not necessarily a 3-batter inning, but we haven't had a 1-2-3 inning since the top of the 1st. To the inside corner for a strike. Quirarte works to Galen 1-1, and Edwin Quirarte seems to have managed the edges of this recreated strike zone. 1-1 pitch, bouncing to the plate, 2-1. As I have described it, it's vertically compressed and horizontally expanded. And if you know how to work it, you can master a lot of hitters right now. The 2-1. Galen sees a second strike at the top of the zone, so it's 2-2. Quirarte has seemed to figure the whole thing out. Galen up there, 2-2. Defense straight away against Blake. The pitch bounces for ball 3. Full count. Robinson hoping for a chance to bat this inning, hoping his roommate can get him his turn here in the 7th. 6-3 Lancaster. No big inning either way tonight. Here's the 3-2. Galen gets a piece and slaps it right to Trayvon. (3-2) continuing to the Barnstormers' first baseman, who's been very solid with the glove work over there. Payoff pitch, and Galen gets the walk. Second, Blake is drawn tonight. Second given up by Quirarte. We have seen 10 walks in tonight's game, but compared to the opening homestand, this is mild. Robinson, the batter, he is 1 for 3. Trayvon singled in a run in the first inning. He has gone down on strikes on his 2 visits to the batter's box since then. Swing and a miss by Robinson. It is 0-1. We will have a pinch hitter next, and as I suspected it might be, looks like Alejandro Diaz out there. It is 0-1 to Robinson. Quirarte changes to go over the top, and he's low. Ball 1, strike 1. Lancaster could use some more. They've got the lefty throwing in the pen. Robinson gives one a ride. That's deep to right field. Way back it goes, and the walls will not contain it. The Barnstormers have hit 4 and lead at 8-3. Couple of 2-run shots over the last 2 innings against Edwin Quirarte. And Trayvon Robinson celebrating this one. The Barnstormers hitting 4 home runs in a game for the first time this year. And now we will see Diaza batting in the pitcher spot, give Jordan McCrum a hold. Something we have not seen out of the Barnstormers relief staff very often lately. Diaza, the batter. He struggled in Lexington after a big series at Long Island. First pitch just off the outside corner. It is ball 1 and no strikes on Alejandro. Generally, the Barnstormers starting center fielder. Quirarte can't find the outside corner to Diaza. It's 2-0. 300 average for Diaza with 3 doubles and 5 runs batted in. Here comes the 2-0 from Quirarte, dribbled back toward the mound. Quirarte handles it to the third base side and fires across, cutting down Diaza, the out 1-3. But Trayvon Robinson adds the 2-run homer, 2 runs on a hit. No errors, nobody left on base. We are headed to the 8th inning tonight. The Barnstormers leading the West Virginia Power by the score of 8-3.
We are finally back enjoying Barnstormers baseball. I'm Adam Gocknauer from Gocknauer Appliances and thrilled to be sponsoring Barnstormers baseball yet again. We also wanted to thank all of you for your incredible support for our business during the pandemic. We are so happy to still be here helping you with the best brand names and the best prices of major appliances in the area. Enjoy the game, and we will continue to service you now and into the future. Gocknauer Appliances in East Petersburg and on the web at gocknauers.com.
Like craft beers? Then the best place to be in Lancaster is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, celebrate baseball or just a night with your friends at the Broken Bat Deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat features more than 20 local craft breweries plus product from a local winery. Food including Otto's Meatballs is sold off a pub-style menu. So get together, hang out with your friends, or make some new ones. Enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
Well, the Barnstormers will go to Gabriel Moya. We head to the top of the 8th, and Lancaster up by 5. Much better night with this ball club finally back home, and maybe it was simply all the traveling that got to this Lancaster team, but you have to understand some of it too is the Lexington legends. The Barnstormers ran into a buzzsaw. Lexington dominates at home. They have not lost the home game yet, at least not coming into play tonight. We would have to, and we will momentarily, check on the Atlantic League scores from this evening. And it looks like the Barnstormers, at least the early returns tonight, showed that the Barnstormers could really benefit from what transpires this evening in this league. 8-3, Lancaster in control here going into the top of the 8th. Southern Maryland beat York in the first game of a doubleheader 5-4 as Matt Lados got the win in relief over Capayan. They're tied at 1 in the top of the second in game 2. Gastonia leads Long Island 10-8. They're in the top of the 6th. Lexington 7, High Point 4. Top half of the 6th inning. Edwin Espinal leads off against Gabriel Moya as we get to the 8th inning of baseball here tonight. Espinal is 0 for 3. He did reach on a throwing error back in the second inning. Moya brings home his first offering and dances it back to the inside corner. It's 0-1. You won't see anything hard from Moya. He is a soft tosser, but really can move the ball around. A lot of breaking action to it, and he's tough to hit. Espinal, Tabata, and then the pitcher's spot due up in the 8th for the West Virginia Power. If Moya can put a 0 on the board here, the Barnstormers can stay away from Schumann and give him a night in between. Breaking ball just off the inside corner. It's 1-1. Moya, in theory, could pitch the last 2. Alleman, Clark, and Peroni scheduled for the Barnstormers in the bottom of the 8th. Edwin Espinal bats at 1-1 against the 6-foot-tall, 225-pound Venezuelan Gabriel Moya. Ground ball shortstop, handled by Alleman coming in. Blake fires across the diamond. He cuts down Espinal. 1 out closer to ending the losing streak tonight. That will bring on the right fielder Tabata. He has an infield base hit and is officially 1 out of 2 in the game. Lexington
now batting the right fielder, Jose Tabata.
With the lead tonight. They win that one. They will go to 12-0 at Legends Ballpark, 17-6 overall, and would lead the division by 6 in a 60-game half. Low to Tabata for a ball, 1-0. The Barnstormers 2.5 back in the north. They could be in a 3-way tie for second if York and Southern Maryland would split tonight. And they would all 3 be just a game and a half out should the Long Island Ducks lose at Gastonia. I can't believe those teams played a home and home. Two balls and nothing to Tabata. Moya working with Anthony Peroni behind the plate tonight, delivers a strike. We go to 2-1. Barnstormers 2-4 on the opening homestand. They gave up 10 or more runs all 6 of those games tonight. Dominic DeSabatino, you can't say brilliant, but he was certainly solid. A very nice performance for him, a quality start. He gives his first of those, swing and a miss. And Tabata must be wondering what happened to that baseball. That's what Moya does to you. All kinds of sharp breaking off speed stuff. Moya dangles the arm much like a Tim McNabb used to do. Now ready to go at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Left-hander, a long look in. Now he'll kick and fire. That is cut on and missed. He came after him with a fastball. Tabata is gone. Strikeout number 6 for the Lancaster pitching staff. And now we have the pitcher spot due up. It will be a right-hander stepping in. This is Marcus Connect. That's a great name for a hitter. Not spelled C-O-N-N-E-C-T. It's K-N-E-C-H-T. Batting in the pitcher spot. Reimer Liriano had been the right fielder. He ceded that to Tabata once Mark Minikazi went to his bullpen. Now here is Connect, who is 1 for 27 on the season. First pitch from Moya is there for a called strike. It is 0-1, 2 outs, nobody on. Moya is not eligible for a hold because of the 5-run lead. Jordan McCrum did get one in the 7th inning, and it would not be a save situation. And Schumann, in theory, can get the night off. Breaking ball for a second strike. It's 0-2. And Ross could use somebody else in the 9th inning with a 5-run lead if he doesn't want to use Moya for 2 innings. But Ross has to be extremely happy about what has happened here tonight. The bats have unloaded, taking advantage again of that short dimension in right field here. 4 home runs, all to right and right center. But the pitching is held up. Now Peroni and Moya need to get together on signals, and Bill Reuter out there to make sure that's all they discuss. But Ross getting the quality start from Dom, and McCrum a scoreless inning. Moya is working toward a scoreless inning. That's exactly the way he wants to get this pitching staff set up, and it's what's been lacking on this ball club. First of all, the starters have had trouble going 6. That was the great beginning to the night. 0-2. Connect fouls it back to keep his turn at the plate going. No balls, 2 strikes. The count continues. On the right-handed hitter. A Canadian by birth from Toronto. 0-2. Moya misses badly, wasting the pitch, and a ball 1, 2 strike count. Connect grew up in Ontario. He is a 31-year-old. He just celebrated his birthday earlier in the week. Fireworks start from, I believe that would be Longs Park tonight. Maybe it seems a little bit to the right for Longs Park. And with those fireworks blasting off back there, we might actually have to hold up the game. They're awfully close and awfully loud.
Ladies and gentlemen, as part of Celebrate Lancaster
That's
Night,
the Celebrate Lancaster
CCA
fireworks.
part of their program. Please bear with us. Enjoy.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The count on Connect with 2 outs, nobody on. And playing through fireworks, which are quite close. I've watched over the years the Long Park 4th of July fireworks from this press box, and I always enjoy the show. Popped up foul out of play, 1-2. I actually prefer watching fireworks from a distance because I'm not a big fan of loud noises. I'm like, who is that? Steve Carell's character in Anchorman? Loud noises? Yeah, that's me. I don't like them, and I love fireworks, but I prefer them off at a distance. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Moya back to work on Connect. Here is the pitch, fouled away. Connect is being stubborn here. Continuing at 1-2 strikes. The Barnstormers 8 and the West Virginia Power 3. 2 outs into the top half of the 8th inning. Getting quite the fireworks show. But if I remember correctly, the Longs Park fireworks viewed from here are straight over the center field fence. But I don't know where else they would be shooting them, and these are over toward right center from this view. Connect, does connect. A drive deep to left center field. Way back on this one goes Robinson. Back on it goes Clark. The ball off the fence on a short hop out in left center, and Connect ends up at second with a long double. 2 out, runner in scoring position. Or a guy who had started 1 for 27, and now Teodoro Martinez comes to the plate. 1 for 3 with a run batted in. You'd like to get this timing down a bit better. The fireworks scheduled for sunset as soon as it gets dark enough. We have reached that at this point. But I would imagine it's kind of tough to retain focus out there when you've got the fireworks exploding at certainly an audible distance. 2 outs. Connect, the runner at second base. Martinez takes a strike. It is 0-1. We've got fireworks next Saturday at the stadium as part of an overall 4th of July weekend event from 6 to 10 next Saturday night. The Barnstormers are on the road, but there will be a lot of fun and games to be had here, so make sure you come on out. We'll be selling food, but admission will be free. The Barnstormers will be taking on the York Revolution in York next Saturday night. No balls, 1 strike on Martinez. Connect, the runner at second base. Connect, the guy who had played in the Toronto system and later on Minnesota. Moya looks back to him. 0-1 on Martinez. And that ball is slammed to left center field. Racing back is Clark. Ladarius turns. He's got to play in front of the track and makes the catch for the final out. Couple of rockets of our own here in the 8th inning, but to the fat part of the ballpark. No runs on a hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. Bottom of the 8th coming up. The Barnstormers leading the West Virginia Power by a score of 8-3.
Oh, Barnstormer fans, we're live on the third base side for the
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me. Are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
New pitcher for the West Virginia Power is DeAndre Knight. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning with Alleman, Clark, and Peroni scheduled. Lancaster with a 5-run lead. Gabriel Moya looked terrific until the fireworks started going off, and then it was almost, I want to get out of here. All of a sudden, a couple of long drives off the bats of the West Virginia power, but as anyone familiar with Clipper Magazine Stadium knows, left center field is Death Valley. It goes out to 409. Connects double there, and Martinez with the deep fly ball out, not quite pulled to the 409 mark, more straightaway center where it's out to 400, but still a tough area to clear. The Barnstormers facing the third right-hander of the game. Holland went 2, gave up 6 hits and 4 runs. Holland went 5, gave up 6 hits, 4 runs. Quirarte 2, gave up 3 hits and 4 runs. A couple of 2-run homers following walks for him. And now DeAndre Knight is in. He hails from Orlando, Florida, 6'2", 215 pounds, and just 25 years of age. Blake Alleman tonight is 0 for 3, has scored 2 runs, and Blake will take a strike. It is 0-1. Barnstormers seeking their 12th win of the campaign. 0-1 pitch. Alleman grounds a foul up the first base line to go to 0-2. Knight is in his 9th game. He's given up 13 hits, 11 runs in 8 1/3 innings, while walking 11 and striking out 5. No balls, 2 strikes to Blake Alleman. The pitch inside to him for a ball, 1-2. The home runs tonight by Gindel, Galen, Clark, and Robinson. The latter 2 with a teammate on. To Alleman, here's the 1-2. Sharp ground ball, gloved at first base by Espinal on a nice play. Blake is retired, 3 unassisted. We have 1 man down in the bottom of the 8th inning, bringing on Ladarius Clark. A walk, a strikeout, and a 2-run homer for Clark in the ball game tonight. He's not the ultimate 3-result hitter, but he has been that tonight. Lancaster has a right-hander warming up in the bullpen that does not go by the name of Scott Schumann. Looks to me like it's maybe even Danny Taggart throwing out there, but he threw 2 2/3 last night. I'll have to double check. Ball is inside to Ladarius. 1-0. Knight brings it home, a swing and a miss by Clark. We have a 1 ball and 1 strike count, 1 out, nobody on here in the latter half of the 8th inning. Fastball far too high, and a 2-1 count. Knight pitching deliberately, works 2-1. Clark, a swing and a miss at a fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. DeAndre Knight with connections to West Virginia. He pitched at Marshall in Huntington, which is an hour or so down Interstate 64, not quite an hour from Charleston. Clark swings and misses. The strikeouts continue to pile up for West Virginia pitching tonight. That is 11. He was 4-5 for Marshall in 19 and 0-3 in 2021, just freshly out of college with the opportunity to pitch professionally, presented to him by Mark Minikazi in this hunt for healthy and durable arms. Anthony Peroni, the batter, 2 for 3 with the go-ahead RBI back in the 4th inning. We talk about all the Barnstormers' home runs tonight that have been responsible for 6 of the 8 tallies, but the go-ahead hit was Peroni's single into center in the 4th, plating Blake Alleman. 1-0 to Anthony here. Knight rears back and fires high for ball 2. It's 2-0. Nick Schumpert, the third baseman, waits on deck, and now the Barnstormers bullpen is not active. We'll see who comes out for the top of the ninth. 2 balls, no strikes to Peroni. It is low. The count goes to 3-0. We get the, what I would believe is the final salvo of fireworks over the wall in right center field. Three balls, no strikes on Peroni. Taken in at the knees. We go to 3-1. Gonzalez, Reyes, and Kelly scheduled in the ninth for West Virginia. 3 balls, 1 strike on Peroni. Knight ready to go. The pitch is skied to center. Silva toward his right is there for the catch. And the final out recorded in the bottom of the 8th. Nothing across for the Barnstormers, and it is the first 1-2-3 inning since the top half of the first. We'll go to the 9th. The Barnstormers leading this evening by a score of 8-3.
At Clipper Magazine Stadium, we have hot dogs and popcorn, peanuts, soda, and nachos. But what if, say, you are only 3 months old and mom wants to have a night out and watch the Barnstormers? Well, thanks to May Grant Obstetrics and Gynecology, the littlest of Stormer fans now have a place to go for dinner during the game. Tots can take mom to the Little Sluggers dugout behind Section 13 at the stadium for a comfortable private feeding experience. A brightly painted room with comfortable furniture and TVs tuned to the game, it is the perfect spot for baby and mom during a night at the ballpark.
I'm an aficionado.
I'm a sneakerhead.
I'm a foodie.
Gamer. I'm a gym rat.
There are many names for enthusiast,
A fashionista.
but there's only one way to become one. By going all in. The Lexus IS Sports Sedan is our obsession. Relentlessly engineered and designed to be the most responsive IS ever. It's what we call going all in on the sports sedan. The Lexus IS. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg or Lancaster County.
Well, it's Garrett Granitz coming into the game, which makes total sense, except that I never saw him warm up where he dropped down to the side. All I saw was a right-hander with the first digit, number 1, tuning up in the bullpen. Obviously, as soon as he begins to drop down, it's a dead giveaway. The Barnstormers also appear to be making another change or two here based on the indications given by Bill Reuter. The pitcher is Granitz, and it appears there have been some changes in the infield as well. Alamond has gone to third. Cleo Luis Rondon has taken over at shortstop. He would bat in the number 9 spot, I do believe. We may never know that officially. Granitz will work to Jovan Gonzalez, who is 2 for 3.
Catcher Jovan Gonzalez.
Garrett got back into action last night. He threw an inning, gave up 2 hits and a run. First pitch to Gonzalez high for a ball. It's 1-0. Jovan with a double and a single tonight. Facing Granitz, no record and a 6.75 ERA and 6 appearances on the season. Barnstormers need 3 outs. A strike delivered to Gonzalez. It's 1-1.
Blake Alleman, and now playing at shortstop, number 7, Cleo Luis Rondon.
1 ball, 1 strike. Granitz dips down. The pitch popped up on the right side into foul territory. Goes Galen. The bullpen will clear room for him. Blake makes the catch. Gonzalez retired for the first out. Elmer Reyes, the shortstop, to the plate. He has walked once and been retired the other 2 visits to the batter's box. The Barnstormers tonight, arguably, have played their best or close to the best team game of the season. I would say the only other candidate would be the 11-2 Sunday win at Southern Maryland. Taken for a strike by Reyes. It's 0-1, but that day the 11-run output was boosted some by misplay in the late innings. Ball 1, strike 1 now on Reyes. There was a 4-run inning on an error. That was a great team effort also. Ball 2 is upstairs on Reyes, 2-1. This is the kind of game the fans want to come out and see, not 16-14 with 35 walks or even those exciting but long drawn-out wins we had, 11-10, 12-11 on that first homestand. Line to right and fair into the corner off the bat of Reyes. Tracking it down out there is Gindel, and that one stayed in the corner. Finally dug out and thrown in by Gindel. Reyes will be satisfied with the one-out double here in the ninth inning. The 8th hit of the game for the West Virginia Power. Runner in scoring position with 1 out in the ninth. Scott Kelly will come to the plate. Kelly is 1 for 4 with a run batted in. 2 outs are still needed for the Barnstormers to be able to wrap this one up.
Second baseman number 2, Scott Kelly.
Kelly singled in a run back in the third with a ball hit down the third base side. He struck out his last 2 trips. DeSabatino got him in the 4th, and he went down against McCrum in the 7th inning. The Granites pitch. Kelly grounds a foul up the third base side. Eventually that skips into the seats. 0-1 on the second baseman Kelly, who has found a home in West Virginia. There were stretches at Somerset where he played every day, and you could put him at second, short, or third. We saw Brett Jody do that. And he is Minikazi's everyday second baseman. Minikazi loved playing with him, and he wanted to reward Scott with an everyday role. Ball 1, strike 1. Scott Kelly is that guy who he's been through some medical issues. He had a blood clot problem at one point in his career, but Scott Kelly never has a bad day. 1-2 as Granite snakes one across to him, and it can be infectious. Kelly could go 0 for 4, make 3 errors, and he's still smiling, gracious, and congenial after a game. He's just glad to have the uniform on. 1 ball, 2 strikes, popped up foul and out of play. Kelly waited back on it. Still 1-2 to him. One out. Reyes, the runner at second base here in the top of the 9th inning. Barnstormers leading by 5 without a big inning. 3 2-run innings tonight for the Barnstormers and a couple of singletons. Kelly fighting Granites at 1-2. Garrett ready to go. This is popped up foul and will get to the third base seats. Scott Kelly will not go away for Garrett Granites. Fan made the play as that one came down from the upper level and dropped rather gently into the third base seats. And that's why you always want to turn around and watch those balls. Some of them can roll back down. Scott Kelly, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Granites will bring it home again. That's taken to left center field and in for a base hit. Reyes is going to hold on at third. 2 guys aboard. The Power very wisely not making it out on the bases here, not even risking it. So it's first and third with 1 out. The batter will be Ruby Silva, who is 1 out of 4. And he's hit the ball pretty well, 3 of his 4 plate appearances. Hits are even at 9 as West Virginia puts 2 men on against Granites here in the 9th inning. 1 more, and it would become a save situation. And Ross Peoples has to start to contemplate that, and Schumann is up. Silva with a ground ball, second base. This could end it. Mercedes, Rendon, one, back to first, ball game over. No need for Schumann. Granitz does it himself, a 4-6-3 double play to end the night. No runs on 2 hits with no errors and 1 man left on base. The Barnstormers with a great team victory tonight. This is the type of performance Ross Peoples has been seeking out of his ball club. We'll have a wrap-up of tonight's game and the out-of-town scores coming your way in a moment. The final this evening, the Lancaster Barnstormers 8 and the West Virginia Power 3.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Good things happen when you limit the walks, and the Barnstormers were able to do just that tonight. They gave up 5 in the 9 innings of work. The Barnstormers hit 4 home runs and defeat the West Virginia Power 8-3 in the opener of a 3-game weekend series. The Barnstormers enjoy their homecoming here at Clipper Magazine Stadium. For Lancaster tonight, 8 runs, 9 hits, an error, and 3 left. West Virginia, 3 runs on 9 hits with 1 error. The Power leave 8 runners on the base paths. Dominic DeSabatino with the quality start tonight for the Barnstormers. He improves to 2-3 on the season. DeSabatino works 6 innings. He gives up 4 hits, 3 runs, walks 5, and strikes out 4. The loss to Clinton Holland. He gave up 6 hits and 4 runs in 5 innings. He falls to 0-1. Home runs in the ball game tonight, all on the Barnstormers side. Caleb Gindel on the very first pitch from Holland, the 5th consecutive game in which Gindel has connected, the 3rd time in that 5-game stretch in which he has homered to lead off the ball game. The 2nd time he's done it on the game's first pitch. Blake Galen with a solo shot in the 3rd, his 3rd of the season. Ladarius Clark cracked number 6 with a man aboard in the 6th inning. Trayvon Robinson capped off the salvo with a 2-run home run in the 7th, his 3rd of the season. 2 hours, 55 minutes, the time of the game tonight. The shortest 9-inning game the Barnstormers have played this entire season. And the attendance at Clipper Magazine Stadium this evening, 3,118. They got to enjoy a fireworks show that they weren't even aware they were going to be able to see when they came to the ball game here tonight. The Barnstormers victorious as we open up this 3-game series. Elsewhere in the Atlantic League, Southern Maryland seeks a doubleheader sweep of the York Revolution. The Blue Crabs won the opener 5-4 and lead the nightcap 6-1 in the top half of the 3rd inning. Long Island trails Gastonia 11-9. Play is in the 7th down at Caramont Health Park. And Lexington with a very slim lead now, 7-6 over the High Point Rockers. Play is in the top half of the 7th inning. For the first time in 2021, the Barnstormers are the first game done when everybody plays at roughly the same time. An 8-3 win, a beauty for the Barnstormers tonight. Lancaster would strike for 2 runs in the opening inning. Caleb Gindel led off with a home run to right field. He has done it 3 times in the last 4 games. Melvin Mercedes cracked a long double to right center field. Stayed at second as Blake Galen walked. And then Trayvon Robinson scored Mercedes with a base hit, making it 2-0. The Barnstormers could do no more in the first. West Virginia came back with a run in the third inning. A double by Jovan Gonzalez, a single by Scott Kelly, producing the run. And after Ruby Silva smashed out to Galen at first, Jimmy Paredes drew a base on balls, and it was bases loaded, 1 out. The situation staring at Dominic DeSabatino, but he coaxed a 4-6-3 double play out of Yoel Espinal and held the 2-1 lead. Galen's solo homer in the bottom of the third made it 3-1. Then in the top of the fourth inning, West Virginia did rally to tie with Jose Tabata beating out a scratch single to start the inning. Reimer Liriano walked, and Teodoro Martinez doubled off the wall in right field. It was 3-2. Runners at second and third with nobody out. Jovan Gonzalez tied the game with a grounder to the second baseman Mercedes. 2 strikeouts for DeSabatino ended the inning with the game held in a tie. The Barnstormers retook the lead in the bottom of the fourth inning. It was Kelly Dugan leading off with a base hit to left center field. He was replaced by pinch runner Devon Torrance, who then was forced at second by Blake Allemond. Ladarius Clark struck out. Alleman, though, was sent to second on a wild pitch with Anthony Peroni at the plate. Peroni responded, lining a single up the middle to drive in the run, and the Barnstormers were up 4-3. The home runs by Clark and Robinson occurred as the Barnstormers pulled away to the 8-3 lead. The bullpen tonight, exactly the way Ross Peoples wants to get it set up. An inning at a time. McCrum threw 1. He gave up a couple hits, but he survived on a 4-3 conversion off the bat of Paredes. Getting out of the 7th inning, Gabriel Moya retired the first 2 easily. Then the fireworks started, and after the fireworks started, Connect with a long double to left center, Martinez a long out. But Moya got through the 8th inning safely. Garrett Granitz gave up a double and a single in the 9th. At the first pitch, ground ball double play out of Ruby Silva to nail down the night. The Barnstormers winning by the score of 8-3. This is win number 12 for the Barnstormers. They're 12-14 on the season and will not be in last place at the end of the night. Whether they'll be in a 3-way tie for second or in sole possession of third depends on the outcome of the ball game between Southern Maryland and York. That is the second game of that doubleheader. Southern Maryland does lead. If the Blue Crabs win, the Blue Crabs will be knocking on the door of first place if Gastonia can topple Long Island tonight. That all remains to be seen. We are done here. The Barnstormers have defeated West Virginia 8-3 in the series opener. Game 2 of the series comes up tomorrow night. That will be at 6:30. Once again, fireworks will follow the ball game, and both sides are going to need to use a few pitchers tomorrow night. Don't know the Barnstormers' starting pitcher as of right now. It will be a left-hander by the name of Joe Harris going for the West Virginia Power. Again, 6:30 tomorrow night. Join us on the YouTube channel at 6:25 tomorrow evening for the starting lineups and the play-by-play action. Now for our video producer, Ryan Cortazzo, and all the cast and crew here at Clipper Magazine Stadium, as well as our presenting sponsor, Gockenauer Appliances of East Petersburg. I'm Dave Collins. Have a great evening, everyone, and come tomorrow night, we'll see you at the ballpark.